welcome back. So, you got your fancy server, and a lot of people don't like doing this anymore. A lot of people use the onboarding system of the community uh, thing, but some people still like the old-fashioned way, which is like how I do it, which is you got how you do it. Now, how do you get it where you could go over and you could pick your roles and whatever else, and you can also click them off. So this is actually a pretty simple tutorial. So over here, if you want to know also how I got it to look like this, I have another tutorial for that. But over here on on your little Carl bot, which is what I'm going to be using for this tutorial in order to make reaction things, whatever. Go to the Carl bot thing. If you aren't logged in, sorry, if you aren't logged in, it'll say login. If you logged in, it'll say manage. Go over there, pick your server, and then you'll go over here, and it'll show your reaction roles. So, the way it works is that if you go over, say for example, I want a reaction role on this, right? So, let's say create new reaction role. It's going to ask a few things. So it's going to say, before you use your ID or use most recent message channel, whatever. I recommend just using ID. So you go over, and how do you get an ID? Well, first thing you got to do is you got to go to your own account, and you got to go to advanced, and then turn on developer mode. In developer mode, all that really does is it lets you get stuff people don't normally have access to, like your Discord ID and message ID and stuff like that. So this one right here, say for example I want to make this reaction thing, what I would do is right over here, I hit copy message ID. Once I grab that son of a gun, I put the message ID in here. I don't know if that was supposed to be. Then I pick which channel that came from, and then we're good. Now all we have to do is we say, okay, cool, and we add an emoji. So let's say thumbs up, and that gives us something I don't use. Let's say this line. Now you're good. And what that will do is, and this is kind of interesting, I'll explain how to do this a little bit, the way to save you a lot of pain with this. You could just keep adding emojis, but don't, and you'll see why. I'll say in a minute. So then now, next thing you do is that you can also choose the logic to it. So you have quite a few things here. You could go, you can do normal. You could do it unique, where you see like only lets one person pick out time. It's basically like you could pick out whatever. Verify. It's all of them have their descriptions. You can make logic to your thing. Pick however you wanted it to do. The only one that doesn't give you is temporary, but that's with the thing. And then that's like if you don't want people to, you want people with certain roles to be able to get it, and you want people with certain other roles not to be able to get it or whatever. So you basically gives you all the options to control your logic. Once you do all this, you pick up whatever you want to do. But now here's the trick to this a little bit, which is kind of interesting, kind of important to know. So say I was doing these three emojis. That's three at the same time. And then I get all three. And then this would be like a normal one because I'm allowed to have as many as I want or whatever. But something like this would be unique right here because I only want you to have one color roll. And same with unique here, unique here. This would be normal or whatever. This one here would be the verify type, which is right here. And when you get this all set, you hit create. I'm not going to do it because, I've already done it. But the trick to this is that if you have multiple roles that you're trying to do, multiple emojis, it depends whether or not you give a shoot. If you do not care about this. But see how I got it? I got voice announcements and events on my little graphic here. I have voice announcements and events, and I have them all matching the order of the graphic. If you just put like, a bunch on here, and you just like slam it, and then you just send them like that, the order that these go on may or may not be aligned right. So that's kind of what I'm saying. So what you should do is that you should just have one at a time. You hit create, then after you hit create, you'll have this. Then you can go over, you hit edit, then you can add another emoji, save, and then just you keep doing that if you care about the order to confirm you'll get the right order on your and your rolls. That way, like 17s before 18 and 20, 18, 20 before 22, 25. If you put all 4 of those on the one form and you send it out, it might be 17 might be over here for all you know, and totally miss the infographic or whatever message you got. But if that doesn't matter to you, you could just send them all as one. If you go over and you say, for example, create a new one, and you have the same message ID, and you do the same channel, it will actually just contribute to the same whatever you call this block here. So it's kind of interesting how that works. But that's essentially how it works. Don't even bother, and I'm telling you this right now, don't even freaking bother with this, whatever this is. Because if you do it by commands with the Carlbot reaction thing, it doesn't really work right, because this here doesn't give you as much control as the actual dashboard. If you go under utility and reaction roles, this gives you way more control than that ever does. So I'd recommend just doing that. And yeah, that's how you set up your reaction roles in your server, so you can have your fancy little stuff, your verify, whatever you want to do. If you still do it that way, some people use the onboarding, and some people don't even verify it through this anymore. I'm still more classic. I do the old way, so